What's up guys, it's Will back again, and today's review is It Comes at Night. It Comes at Night is a horror thriller film that was written and directed by Trey Edward Shults and comes from the studio A24, the same studio that brought us movies like Moonlight, The Witch, and Under the Skin. So It Comes at Night takes place in modern day where a highly contagious disease has quickly spread across the world. Due to this, families like the two trios living together in this film have begun living very regimented and survivalist lifestyles designed to protect themselves from this dangerous disease. The two families of three, respectively, live together in a remote house in the woods in the hopes of waiting out the storm and hoping mankind figures out how to cure this dangerous disease. But eventually, despite their best efforts, some sinister forces come for them and put all their lives at risk. And the rest of the film is spent watching the two families become increasingly paranoid in the midst of a toxic climate that has changed the way of human life as we know it, while everyone just tries to survive another day in this new, brutal world. Okay, so I gotta tell you guys, It Comes at Night has to be one of my favorite horror movies that I've seen in quite a long time. I actually thought it was a little better than Get Out, to be honest, and I loved Get Out, but if you actually plan on going to see this film in theaters, you need to know that it doesn't follow the traditions of the modern horror genre at all, really. To be honest, I'm not sure I'd even classify It Comes at Night as a horror film. It really feels much more like a grounded thriller drama than any sort of horror film, and really part of the reason for that is because the story is so grounded. There's no demons, there's no ghosts, there's no ghouls or other supernatural forces at play here. It's just a ravenous disease that has scared human beings to the point of paranoia because their survival instinct is kicked in. And I think when you look at the drastic discrepancy between the critics and the users on Rotten Tomatoes, it could be because the users don't like it, but in my opinion, it's probably because they went in with one expectation and what they got was something else entirely. A lot of people probably saw the trailer for this film and thought, ooh, that looks super scary, I'm gonna go see that because it looks like a really good horror movie with some quality scares. But I just want to caution you that after seeing this film for myself, I highly recommend you adjust your expectations if you plan to go see it. This is a very, very grounded story and it's all about tension, suspense, and drama, and horror is almost nowhere to be found. You could certainly argue the trailer and even the title of the movie is a little misleading, but for me, I kind of knew what to expect because I've seen other A24 films. Their films that I've seen can tend to be pretty genre defying, and It Comes at Night does exactly the same thing. It's listed as a horror film, but it's definitely more of a thriller drama than a horror. But this film worked so well for me because although the horror isn't there, the route the film elects to take is traveled so perfectly that I never felt dissatisfied or bored whatsoever. It Comes at Night is a perfect example of how you execute tension. There are just so many scenes that flow so perfectly from one shot to the next, and it delivers tension on a level and a fashion that is very unique. Because like I said, It Comes at Night is not so much a scary film, but rather a brutal look at human nature. It aims to show you what people will do to protect themselves and their loved ones, and just how drastically behaviors change when people's lives aren't as comfortable as what we're used to in modern day. It has some similar themes to The Last of Us, and that's partially why I enjoyed it so much. I love a film that strips the characters of all the excess and just gets down to their core, because when you do that, you get to see the true colors of the character and they show you who they really are. When characters are put in these post-apocalyptic style survival situations where survival is the primary focus, the stakes are already raised incredibly high, and when you execute the tense scenes correctly, which It Comes at Night does, you're left with a gripping, thrilling experience that's hard to not get immersed in. And this is easily one of the most beautifully shot thriller films I've ever seen. The best way to describe it would be Moonlight if it were a thriller film. There's a lot of slow zooms and really beautiful wide shots, but more so dark and somewhat scary ones than the stunningly colorful ones that Moonlight offers. It Comes at Night is just one great looking film, but it also sounds spectacular as well, and I'm not just talking about the score, which is really great, but the sound design as well. The creaks in the floorboard, the sounds that you hear outside, everything from an audio perspective about It Comes at Night is stellar, and for a thriller built on tension and suspense, that's huge. Something else that I want to touch on is the ambiguity of this film. There's a lot of questions that you're gonna have about the threat in It Comes at Night, and while they certainly answer some of those questions, the vast majority of them are left rather ambiguous or unanswered. This is something that a lot of viewers are really going to hate, and it's something that a lot of viewers are really going to love. I kind of have a case-by-case approach towards this kind of thing, but I think it worked really well here because that that uncertainty is what helps makes the film so gripping and tense, because you don't know exactly what the threat is. But on the other hand, the ambiguousness is the one knock I have on this film as well. You never quite get answers to a few of the questions that would help you understand the scale of the threat and what these characters are actually dealing with. So while I mostly love this because you can come up with your own theories once the movie's over, I do think the filmmakers needed to provide a little bit more resolution to the primary issue. But overall, I think It Comes at Night is a fantastic film. It's very, very dark, and you need to be sure you can handle its brutal storytelling, but if you can, it's a film you won't soon forget. I thought it had a grounded and gripping, tension-filled story, some beautifully dramatic cinematography, an exceptional score and sound design, and some thoughtful discussion on human nature. The only knock I have on this film is some of the unanswered questions that would have helped the viewer grasp the threat and stakes a little bit better. Regardless, I'm gonna give It Comes at Night a 9.5 out of 10, and definitely recommend you check this one out in theaters if you're looking for a gripping and drama-filled thriller film, and not a horror film. If you go in with the right expectations, you will not be disappointed. So did you guys see It Comes at Night yet? What did you think of it? If not, let me know why not, and also let me know your favorite A24 films so far. I'll list mine below in a pinned comment. That's all for now though. This is WillFoxification signing off. See you in the next review.